She, that's a she.
Daddy? Oh yeah, you would do that. Okay, I'm gonna do that. No, Chicago. Oh, I know all the places that you do.
You're the whole.
She's gonna be quiet. Yeah, who's gonna help?
Chicago, Windy City, Miami. I was born there. What? Long way to Chicago. This is how I got to Chicago. First, I was at the Smiley Face, and I drove over here to a town named Fisher Hill. Then we drove again to Missionville, where I had my first stop, and the town name was Missionville. But later that day, it was still early, so we visited a town named Louisburg, which is right down here. Then on the second day, we went to Lawson Town and over to Lock Haven to visit. Then we came over here and we kept driving till we got to our second stop hotel in Clearfield. And we kept driving over. Well, that day we didn't stop because we had no time to stop to visit any towns. So we just drove over to our third stop in Streetsboro. Then we entered here. And we were almost at Chicago, so we went to Harrisburg and Toledo, and finally we reached Chicago where the little pink and the stars. Hey, Gary, that's what Dad's name. Gary. Everybody, please sit down, please. Emmy, so the trip was 2 days. Emmy, yeah. So that was named after the town. Yes, that's changed. Hotel. This is a hotel in Chicago.
Everyone, please sit down.
Please sit. Yeah.
Hotel. This is a hotel in Chicago. The name of it is Higher Right in Chicago. It is a 5-star hotel. My mom knows it. And this is me in the hotel, but it's kind of blurry. And this is the hotel drive-in where you park down and they can park there for you. Or you could just drive yourself over here where there's supposed to be a parking lot. And then you could just enjoy your time at the hotel. And this is the Chicago River. It looks really nice. And there are architecture tours that you could go on to see the tall buildings and things. And this is where the hotel is supposed to be, the drive-in. Restaurants. This is a picture of Easy at the Time. And it's also a Japanese restaurant. It's very designed. And I want to tell you something funny. When we went to the Japanese restaurant to eat dinner on the second day or something, I saw 2 plates, a main dish and a little dish, very tiny. And I asked my dad, what's this little plate for? Money or something? And he's like, no, actually it's for special ingredients. And my mom said, no, actually it's for putting your chopsticks. I didn't know it was for putting either one of those things, so I thought it was for putting the money after you left the restaurant. What was it for though? It was actually for what my dad and mom said, the ingredients and chopsticks. Mark, this is a picture of Trader Joe's Mark. Oh, I know that. Me too. Everybody knows it. I know. Be quiet, everybody. I know. When I went to Chicago, I didn't see any place to go grocery shopping like in Connecticut. So I asked my mom where we should go grocery shopping to buy breakfast. And then she said that in the corner there was a Trader Joe's. So we drove over to Trader Joe's and then I saw the market. And I think it's a good place to get groceries because it has lots of organic milk and things you will need on your trip for breakfast at your hotel. So I think it's pretty good. And this guy bought 6 packs of oatmeal. The Field Museum. This is a picture of the Field Museum. The Field Museum is a very interesting place to go because it has many things you could explore about. and look at a real mummy, like a Peabody museum.
Did you look?
No.
You feel scared of mummies.
Yeah. Next page. This is the picture of the Shed Aquarium. This picture is of a dolphin shell, and this picture is of jellyfishes under a purple moose spotlight. I really enjoyed the dolphin show because it was really cool, and they taught me how to feed the dolphins, and I actually got to feed one. And I really liked the jellyfish because there's a video game you could play on it, and you have to fish for a jellyfish, and when you catch the jellyfish on the jellyfish, there's a piece of information, and it's a question, so it probably says, how do jellyfish eat their dinner? And then you would have to type in the answer because there was a mini keyboard. How did I? I played it 6 times and he played it 3 times.
I went the same place over there.
I saw that. Science and Interesting Museum. This is a wonderful museum to visit sometimes. It's a wonderful museum because it has lots of cool things. In one room is a room you can't go in, but there are many windows so you can see. One of the exhibits are called Tornado Alley, and then there's a window, and you can just see a little tornado. But this one's just a little tornado or something. But there's another room with a giant tornado in it. But it's not really a real tornado. It's just a pretend tornado so you could get like what it's really like. The Space Planetarium. The Space Planetarium is a very interesting place to go. And first I want to tell you something very funny. There's a cafe at the Space Planetarium, and it's called Cafe Galileo's. Galileo is a person who studies the stars. Who has any questions or comments about Galileo? Yes?
Galileo, he was the first one who realized that the planet was not, the Earth was in the center of everything, and it was the other way around. The Earth is orbiting around the sun.
Right. Thanks. Navy Pier. Navy Pier is the best place to go to Chicago, with my opinion and my little brother's. This picture is of the whole Navy Pier. There are many restaurants and rides to go. These are 2 of the rides. Well, I didn't get to go on many of the rides, but I went on the Ferris wheel at the night time, so my mom could take a big picture of me and my little brother on the Ferris wheel. But there are many other rides too. And this is a picture of the pirates. My little brother was too scared to take a picture, but I was not. So I actually took a picture with the pirates on their pirate ship. But these are not real pirates. The fake ones. Right. So what's this? And this is my little brother sitting on the Ferris wheel.
He's not standing
On it, but he's standing on the ground. And then the Ferris wheel's behind him.
Thank God.
So he actually thought it was a pretty interesting thing to do. So my mom took a picture of him, but this one's kind of messed up. He wasn't ready yet.
Do you want to talk why this Ferris wheel is very special?
This fair is really special because it's special to me because I never saw a fair this big before. And there are lots of people every day. And I want to tell you a funny joke. When I went to this place, I suppose we were going on some of the rides because it was only like 8 o'clock, but that was pretty late for me already. So I thought we were going on a couple of rides, and my mom was like, "No, we're gonna eat dinner at McDonald's." And then I thought we were gonna go to the park, and she was like, "No, here we go to McDonald's." So I didn't know right, but we did go to McDonald's. And I didn't know what to get, so I asked my little brother what he was gonna get, and he said he was gonna get. What are you gonna get?
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah, chicken nuggets. And how many? He got 5 chicken nuggets and a bottle of fries. And I didn't know what to get.
What did you have?
And I got a little favorites we have been to because it's really interesting with lots of animals. And this is a picture of a tiger. And Lincoln's in there. Is Lincoln there? No. Lincoln. Named after Abraham Lincoln, guys. That's how you spell Lincoln. And it's like Lincoln. It's alliteration. Okay, when you go in, Lincoln. Yeah, that's. This is the Chicago Skydeck. And this is just a little sign, just so you know it's not some funny ride you go on. And okay, Charlie.
The Chicago Skydeck is like on top of Sears Tower. It's so cool. And when I went there and I was afraid to look down, so my mom called me to look up.
Well, when I went, my little brother was also afraid to look down. And at first I thought it was going to be very scary, but when I looked down, it was actually fine. You would fall down. I fall down. Ow! Ow! Chicago River Architecture Tour. This is the Chicago River. And there are many tall buildings that shine in the nighttime. This is me on an architecture tour, and these are some of the places we went to on the Chicago River.
That's like a quad tower.
Well, yeah. But it looks very interesting because I could see a lot more buildings like that. And I guess this is one of the places we went through that has a big sprinkler. I need to go to the bathroom.
She saw the
You can talk about
Hey, you! Run to the bathroom! Be quiet!
Evan.
Evan, come out here! Be quiet! I'm going! Be quiet, please! I've been to all the same places as Emmy ex-Cuban, so I know a lot of Chicago too. And the Ferris wheel was the first Ferris wheel in the world. It was named after a person called Ferris.
You talk about the fountain because
This is a fountain called Bethlehem Fountain. It's very pretty. I saw it and the fountain was like very big, the biggest fountain in the U.S.
I'm not sure, maybe.
Maybe it's the biggest fountain in the U.S. and the water goes up to more like 100 feet high.
It's a short question,
Charlie.
What?
Do you have to go to the bathroom?
No. Yeah. And I want to
She's back. She's doing now.
I have to wait for my little brother.
Oh, okay. So do you want to go ahead with the slides?
Yeah, you can.
Are you done with this one?
No.
You're done with this? No, you're not done with this? Okay.
I want to help you do something. It's a big sprinkler that I can tell you what it is. It looks really cool. I guess these are shapes of lions spraying out water. And these are some fireworks at the night time.
Are you done with this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Amish people, how do they live? These are 4 pictures of Amish people. Amish people are people that don't use electricity. They believe in the same religion as we do as Christians, but they think whatever God told us to do, we should do it, but if God didn't tell us what to do, we shouldn't do it. So they think that God didn't tell us to use electricity, so they don't use electricity. Instead, they use carriages to get around and horses. And this is me, and these are some houses of Amish. And when I went to visit them, they had like 10 children, and the older ones had to take care of the little ones because they thought there were not enough of them, so they always like to get more babies. so they would tend to try to get babies.